To make tea lover scrub, you'll need in equal half-cup increments organic sugar, Earl Grey tea, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, 20 drops of bergamot essential oil, a mason jar, a mortar and pestle, and a spoon. That's all you'll need. At this point, you'll have to grind up your tea, so just simply add it to your pestle and grind away. Usually for me, I like to start by just kind of pulsing the top and then moving it in, kind of like you would see a stand mixer blend up, say, cake batter. Just kind of keep grinding it till it's about the consistency of small flecks of spices. You don't want anything too large or too small, but you definitely want to be able to notice it in your blend. Usually it takes me 2 to 3 minutes to do this, and that's all you're going to need. And here you can see it mixed up. It's going to look like ground coffee at this point. Now you'll need to add your wet ingredients to your blended tea, and then you'll need to make sure that they're completely covered and so that there are no dry spots in it. I usually start by letting the oils kind of meld in for a second, just so that you don't have so much oils necessarily at the top. Keep in mind, since this is sugar, it's going to kind of liquefy, not like a salt scrub, so keep that in mind when you're blending everything together. Since it's so liquidy, I usually just keep going back through to make sure everything's incorporated well, and that especially the coconut oil, which tends to separate at times from the sugar, is completely incorporated in. You can see that it should look a little sludgy when you pull it out, and that's exactly what you want. Now I'll just add it to my mason jar for gift giving or to keep myself. It's a beautiful rich color, as you can see, and I often use a canning lid funnel for this so that I don't lose anything in the process. Now I'll go ahead and add in my bergamot oil. I usually add 20 to 25 drops, but that's up to you how much you want to add, and incorporate it into the jar so that any of the essential oil doesn't leave a lasting or lingering scent in my mortar and pestle. I just go through it 5 or 6 times and make sure that everything is incorporated well. Then I just kind of let it drip off the spoon, and there you go. At this point, of course, you'd want to put your lid on it and then any decorations that you might have to go into the scrub. For me, this is one of my favorites because it reminds me of a fresh cup of Earl Grey tea. It has that warm, earthy tones. It also has that beautiful bergamot in it, so it brings in a definite citrus touch to the scrub. And there's your scrub, which will last 1 year refrigerator, up to 6 months on the shelf. For the citrus lavender scrub, you'll need in equal half-cup increments sweet almond oil, cane sugar, and lavender buds. You'll also need lemon essential oil, mortar and pestle, mason jar too. At this point, you'll need to grind up your lavender buds. I usually like to do it to the point that they again look like coarse spices. You don't want them too fine, but you also don't want them too bulky. Usually 1 or 2 minutes and you will be good to go. Here's what your lavender should look like when you're done, nice and ground up and ready to use. And now that your lavender buds are ground up, you'll need to add your sweet almond oil, your sugar, and of course your essential oil to your mortar and pestle, and gently blend to combine together. This is going to be a little bit easier than the first scrub, as the lavender kind of binds everything together and it's a little bit thicker to mix up. Meanwhile, this smells amazing, and I think you'll really notice it as soon as you make this, just how luscious and wonderful this smells. Again, make sure you add your essential oils in and blend together and take another spoon back through. Now that it's done, you'll need to add it to your mason jar, and again, I used the funnel straight from the pestle right into my mason jar for storage. This will last up to 1 year refrigerated or up to 6 months on the shelf. Normally doesn't stay around that long for me, but for you that it might. As you can see, it has a really pretty mottled color. You have hints of the white and gray and the purple and the blue shades of the lavender. And again, it smells absolutely amazing. This will be a great gift for whoever receives it, or for yourself, for just a great self-care this season, as it's most needed with the hustle and bustle going on this time of year. I also really like just how gorgeous and simple this is to make, and compared to the prices that you'll pay in store, you're looking at under $1 to make this blend. For our next scrub, a holiday cranberry scrub, you'll need half a cup each of cranberries, sweet almond oil, cane sugar, a blender, funnel, mason jar, lemon essential oil. And here you can see I'm just adding all of my ingredients to my blender and pulsing it together. Now that I'm using organic whole cranberries, they're going to take a little bit longer to pulse together. Also notice that I'm using Not the best blender, and that's because I use this for anything that I make DIYs in or anything that has essential oils, just because some of the oils sometimes seep into the plastics from being so porous, and I don't really want that in anything that we're going to necessarily eat on a regular basis. So this wouldn't be the time that you pull out the Vitamix, in my opinion. If you want to do it, go for it. It would take a whole lot less time. Because as you can see, I'm going to have to pulse a few times to get this to work. Now, this is one of my go-to scrubs, especially in the winter when sometimes you have the blahs, but it's not so great outside. Here you can see I'm just packaging it up in a mason jar, again with the mason jar funnel for canning so that nothing gets spilled. Pull your ring off and make sure that you have a clean edge, especially if you're giving them as a gift. And then go ahead and add your essential oils. This is just so that you have oils within the blend, and then just as soon as the receiver or yourself opens it, you're going to get that punch of essential oil that you really need as soon as you open the product. It smells amazing. Again, it's antioxidant rich and it's really, really yummy. This is one of my favorite go-tos in the winter, and I think that you'll really enjoy this scrub. And here you can see the finished product. Really pretty, very seasonal, and here's all three of them together. It's a little something for everyone, and I really think anyone that receives it, or for yourself, you're definitely going to like it. So those were the 3 scrubs I was making today.
You know, I don't usually like cranberries, but this stuff's so good. You can wash with it, and on biscuits too. Really good.
That's my husband, everyone. Home for school for 2 whole weeks, eating my best. And just another deviation here, I made an acai berry and lavender striped scrub. Just the same ingredients striped together in a mason jar as another idea to make. So those are my scrubs that I made today, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. So please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, turn on notifications, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.